till 40th shloka. Anybody remember some points? Hare Krishna. Somebody would like to help me. So like which points were covered till the 40th shloka?
So Krishna till the 40th shloka, right, Prabhu?
Yeah.
So he talks, Krishna to Arjuna saying, asks about sannyasam and tyaga, the differences, and then Krishna gives his opinion about tyaga, renunciation in the three types of renunciation, and then also talks about the 5 elements of 5 factors or 5 elements of doing any action. Karta, Karanam, Daivam, Shashtra, and all that stuff, Prabhu. The five elements. And then then the next we also talk about Jnanam, Jnayam.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here now I can summarize the things what we have seen till now. It is Krishna. That's why this shlok, this chapter is called as a summary. Also, it is Krishna is summarizing up now. It's like what I have just told you. Now the Krishna is started with the Ashtang Yoga in 13 from 18.13 onwards. Then afterwards he came with the Jnana Yoga, and then afterwards he has come with the Karma Yoga. Now here the Karma Yoga to the pure devotional service. So Jnana Yoga to the devotional service, Ashtanga Yoga to the devotional service, and the Karma Yoga to the devotional service, like the pure devotional service. This is the three things he is just connecting with the pure devotional service. So how the connection will be? So Jnana Yoga he has made it like that. What is Neya? What is Jnatva? So that has to be understood. What is Neya? That what has to be clearly understood by the Jnana Yoga. If somebody understands a Neya, then he is coming to this pure devotional service. But the Jnana Yogis generally they misunderstand the Neya part. Neya means which is to be known. The Krishna has to be known by this Jnana Yogis, but it is not been known by them. So that's why the Krishna is mentioning that Jnana Yoga, the Neya part is very important, and how to know about that he has explained in this previous shlokas. Now here he is explaining about the Karma Yoga to the pure devotion service. So somebody can read this verses 41 to 66 from Karma Yoga to pure devotion service.
From the book you mean, Prabhu, or from here?
From here,
from the
where
screen.
I am sharing the screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Verses 41 to 66 from this line you can just read.
Worshipping the Lord through performance of one's occupational duties is true renunciation. Then, worshipping the Lord through one's occupational work is true renunciation and brings freedom from reactions. 18.41 to 48.
Yeah.
Okay. Thus,
go on, ready?
Yeah.
Every devotee can read the 5 shlokas maximum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thus, being controlled by the modes, the Brahmana is peaceful, self-controlled, austere, tolerant, honest, wise, and religious. The Kshatriya is determined, generous, resourceful, and courageous. The Vaishya naturally tends towards business, farming, and cow protection, while the Shudra tends towards labor and service to others. That's the 41 to 45 shlokas. Then again, coming back down to text 41, Brahmana of the
No,
Brahmana.
no. We are going to recite this shloka.
Okay.
Text 41, we are going to recite it. Please recite after me. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham
Brahmana
Shudranam Cha Parantapa
Sudra
Karmani Pravibhaktani
Karmani
Swabhava Prabhaver Gune.
Swabhava.
Please read the translation.
Translation: Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudra are distinguished by the qualities born of their own nature in accordance with the material modes. O Shastra of the enemy. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So it is by their nature they are being divided. Here also it is Swabhava. It is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudras. They are as per the Swabhava. So this shloka is really important whenever somebody is saying that Brahmana by the caste. Here the Krishna is mentioning about it is by the Swabhava. It is by the nature. It is not by the caste. It is not that it is like somebody is born in a Brahmana, he has to be Brahmana. It is Krishna is mentioning about the Swabhava. It is by the nature. So this is the shloka where the people can talk about. It's like where the devotees can talk over the people, those who are making it is a caste system. It has been mentioned in Vedas or in the Bhagavad Gita or in the Bhagavatam. So this shloka is completely against of that thing. This is like it is not by the caste. It is not by your whatever you are born as it. It is the nature. It is swabhava. So the word is swabhava, and swabhava word is very, very much common. The people understand what is your swabhava, what is your nature. So the nature is Krishna is describing. It is by the nature of the person somebody is fitted into the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra. So which are the qualities? So it is like that. Those who are the Brahmanas, they will be having the qualities, and those who would like to become Brahmana, they have to imbibe the qualities. So it is the other way also. Those who are the Brahmanas, they are already having these qualities which are mentioned in the text 42. And those who would like to become a Brahmana, they will have to imbibe these qualities. Which are the qualities? Text 42. Shamo Damastapaschaucham
Samodamastapastaucham
Shantirarjama evacha Jnanam Vijnanam Astikyam
Jnanam Vijnanam Astikyam
Brahma Karma Swabhavajam.
Brahma Karma Swabhavajam.
Translation somebody can read?
Yes. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmins work.
So these are the qualities: Shama, Dhamma, Tapa, Shaucham. In a further discussion, it will be known to us what is exactly a Sama. Shama is the internal or external. Dhamma is the external. So these are the qualities one has to show to have this. One has to qualify as the Brahmana, and the Brahmana after qualification again he will be showing this quality. It is not that after I got the Brahman initiation, now I am having this quality. After Brahman initiation also one has to try to imbibe it more deeper and deeper. It is through the character and the swabhava of the person one has been understood that he is a Brahmanical. And then it is like it has been known as he is the Brahmana, then he has to show that quality also throughout the life. So it is not that one particular moment he has shown the quality and then afterwards he is not showing it. So it is the nature is always there with us. Nature is not a thing where sometimes it is there, sometimes it is not there. Nature always carries. The text 43. Shauryam tejo dhritirdaaksham.
Sauryam tejo
Sauryam tejam
Daksham
Dhritardakshyam
Yuddhe chapya palayanam.
yuddhe
Yuddhe
cha
chapalayanam
Danameshwar bhavascha.
dhaname
Dhanameshwara
Chatram karma swabhavajam.
shatram
Shatram
Karma
karma svabhavajam.
Svabhavajam.
Please read this translation.
heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, leadership are the natural qualities of work of the Kshatriyas.
See, there are complete differences in the qualities of the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. It is not that there is intermingling. Heroism, the power to determination and resourcefulness. The Brahmanas may not be the resourceful. The Brahmanas are the resourceful for some things. Their field of activity is different, and Kshatriya's resourcefulness is a different thing. Courage in a battle. The Brahmanas, when they see the bleeding happens to their own body, they faint generally. But as Kshatriyas, they get a pleasure. Generosity, it's a Dhanamishwara bhav. It is a Dhanamishwara bhav. The Kshatriyas would like to give a donation, and the Brahmanas will be happy to take the donations. And these are the leadership qualities where the Kshatriyas are working. Whenever somebody is acting on these qualities, his nature has been called as a Kshatriya. So it has been seen in a previous times also, in 100 years back, whenever a small boy is been born in one family, they used to give 4 kind of things they used to keep in front of him. The Shastra, then the Lakshmi or the money, and some equipment for cleaning. And whatever the things he like it, he will be taking it. So that is one part to know one's nature. Is like in a childhood. But after that, as per the Shivaram Swami's Maharaj books, there is a Varnashrama tome. That in that book it has been mentioned that once a boy is growing, then afterwards, then that boy has been seen by the mother, father, and a teacher, and they are mentioned out. They are making some points in his nature, what exactly his nature is, whether he is delighting in reading the books, scriptures, whether he is delighting into some management thing. He would like to have some group of friends, and he is leading that group. So then he is a Kshatriya type person. Always he is thinking about the profit and the losses. That are mujhe kya milega, mujhe kya milega. Then he is the Vaishya. So these are the things where in a childhood only the parents and the teachers used to observe it. Gurukul system was having that, the guru used to tell this, what is the nature of your kid. And as per the nature, it has been allowed to enter into the particular ashram. Generally for the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, they are actually allowed to be in a brahmachari ashram. And then because they are not having that much profit oriented mentality. Like the brahmachari has to be not profit oriented mentality. And Kshatriyas, they have to be like that. It's like the Grihasthas generally to be a Kshatriya and a Vaishyas and a Shudras also. But Brahmanas can become more into the book, like the life of the brahmachari. Because he is having Shama, Dhamma, Tapashocham, Shanti, Marjam, Evacha. Like the Shama, Dhamma, it is like these are the qualities are required to render some menial services in the Gurukul. This is like under the Guru's instruction, Guru Hitam. Is like this is like the Gurukul system is that one has to accept the authority of the Guru and follow his orders. Text 44. Krishi Goraksha Vanijam,
Krishi
Krishiko
Gurvajam,
Vaishya Karma Subhavajam,
Vaishya
Karma Subhavajam,
Paricharyatmakam Karma,
Parichayatmakam karma
Sudrasya Api Subhavajam.
Sudrasyapi Svabhavajam.
Please read the translation.
Farming, cow protection, and business are the natural work for the Vaishyas, and for the Sudras, there is labor and service to others.
Okay, so these are the laborious work is for the Sudras. It is not that Shudras are less, but they are not identifying with other three Varnas, and they are in their nature. It is like that. They have to in one classroom. We can see that there are some people, those who are in a first benches, and whenever the teacher is asking, they are answering that. They can be called as the Brahmanas. In a classroom, there are some group of the people, or there are one or two boys, those who would like to protect their classmates from other classroom miscreant boys. So they are the Kshatriyas. In a classroom, there are some boys, those who are doing some trading. Now I am having a good pen. Whether you would like to have it, I will be bringing it from my father's shop, and it will be cheaper for you. For outsiders, I am giving 15 rupees, but for you, it is only 10 rupees affair. There are some boys just like that also, and there are some boys, those who are whole time they are sleeping in a class, but after the class they will be mopping this the like board, and they will be keeping the room clean. So every type of personalities are there in this world, those who would like to take the delight in their work. And it is not that it is somebody is upper, somebody is lower, but those people, those who are acting on their dharma, acting on their own occupation, it has been categorized by the Bhagavad Gita and Vedic literature. Swesve karmani abhirata,
Swasve karmani
Karmani Aviratha,
samsiddhim labate nara,
samsiddhim labate
Naraha,
swakarma nirata siddhim,
Swakarma Nirata Siddhim,
yatha vindanti tashrunu.
Yatha
Vidanti
Vidanti
Tashrunu.
Yes, translation.
By the following his qualities of work, every man can become perfect. Now please hear from me how this can be done. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Continue from
Commentary
there.
also.
Yeah. What is the perfect means? It means becoming free from the reactions to one's work and becoming free from the modes of material nature. And every man can become perfect by worshipping the Lord through his occupational work, which is born of the modes of material nature. This work, even if faultily done, is better than accepting another's occupation. Prescribed duties are never affected by sinful reaction. Hare Krishna. That's the 46th to 48th shloka. Yeah.
It is about, the whole thing is that about doing his one's work perfectly. That's why it is one of the shloka in the 3rd chapter. It is mentioned that paradharma bhayavaha. It has been mentioned like that. It is paradharma bhayavaha. Please don't try to do, or don't try to put your feet into another's shoes, because that person is managing something and you also can manage. No, we cannot, if our nature is not. So the perfect means it means becoming free from the reactions to one's work. And how it will be happening? Like, first of all, the sakama karma yoga happens in this occupational duties. It is for me, it is for me. Brahmana is doing the work for his own belly. The Kshatriya is doing his work for his own belly. But afterwards, he starts thinking that why only for me? Why only for me? Then I can do something as a charity for them, for other classes. The Brahmana is also helping the Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras by performing the sacrifices for their benefit, for their pleasure. And he is saying that Sarve Jana Sukhina Bhavantu, Sarve Santu Niramaya. He is praying for that and doing this sacrifices for them. And he is not charging. If it is like that, then it is Nishkama Karma Yoga by the Brahmana. It is for the pleasure of the Lord, and it is the welfare for the society. The Kshatriya is managing and not taxing much for the rest of the citizens. Then it is his welfare work, and he is doing very religiously the management, remembering the Lord. The Vaishyas are not expecting much more profit from the trading. There is a limit how much to earn. Even if you are saying that is not, I'm not getting any profit, but one gets a profit. That's why he is doing it. But how much to get a profit, how much is needed, and how much is my greed, that line one has to keep it. And a Vaishya, if he is keeping that line intact, then he is the Nishkama Karma Yogi. And as Shudras, by default, for putting their bellies or filling their bellies, they are working, but they are offering the services in that note that because of my work, if these people are been happy, means like the whole society is good and neat and clean, they are being served by me, and my nature is like that to serve the others. Let me do it very wholeheartedly. Then this is also Nishkama Karma Yoga from the Shudra also. But everybody is becoming a greedy nowadays in a society. The Brahmanas are greedy. Whenever somebody is going to do a puja part, then that the Brahmana is already having the fixed rates. This puja 1,000, that puja 5,000. This is like that. It is not that. It is like this is not a profession where you have to earn it. Whatever it is required, that has to be done, and whatever is like the charity, some part of that has to be done for the charity also, for the Brahmanas also. The Kshatriyas need to do a charity also. Charity means it's a nishkam. It's a nishkamta is required in every ashrama, and that nishkamta will lead us to the Krishna consciousness. If that is not been done, so that's why whatever the hard-earned money of a grahastha, it is expected that he has to donate for the good cause. Hard-earned intelligence of the brahmachari has to be in use of for the society. Vanaprastha has to give a good intelligence to the grihasthas and the brahmacharis, and the sannyasis has to preach. So it is a nishkamta is there in this whole varnas and ashramas, then whole society will become a Vaikuntha. But it is not happening. Everybody is thinking of his own belly, how to fill, how to have one's own gratification and extended gratification of his family and the relatives and many others. And we are putting our excuses for that. So that's why the society is like that. Every self-centered society we are saying. Selfless society, if you want it, then we have to be a selfless also. We have to have our own outline of our working. Okay, what maximum I can be get. Nowadays, everybody is like, as per the Rupa, everybody is Shudra and the Vaishya, like the Vaishyas. Nobody is becoming a Brahmana and Kshatriya. Vaishyas and Shudras are. Vaishyas are leading and the Shudras are demanding. So it is a communism and the capitalism. Everywhere we are seeing it. So the capitalist is the Vaishyas and the communist are the Shudras. They want hamari mange puri ko, hamari mange puri ko. They want it like that. We are working for it. So like the people are saying that, "Arey, aapne kahan par ye, you are putting everything into that direction. Arey, you have splitted this whole community as a Shudra and as this thing." But we can see then there's like the capitalism is there. Now we are saying that everything has been sold with the advertisement, and those who are selling it efficiently, they are being hired. They are called as Shudras, the people, those who are been hired and working. Those who are not the consultant and those who are working for some companies, it is like, I'm just frankly speaking, please don't take it in very offensively, but it is like the concepts of that. It is not for any particular person, but as per the Varnashrama system by the Shivaram Swami Maharaj, it has been said that those who are working under somebody and executing the orders, they are all the Shudras. Those who are consultants, those who are like the Chanakyas, those who are not hired, but they are been honored, they are called as the Brahmanas. And those who are the employers, and they are having the independence. And even if in the employment also they are hiring some MBAs and some administrative staff, but still if they are been hired under one employer, so they are not been called as the Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas are not they are not dependent on the Vaishyas. Oh, please give me some tax, please give me some tax. No, Kshatriyas orders. You have to give a tax. And the Vaishyas, because the Kshatriyas in higher range of them, they have to give some tax. Nowadays, the Vaishyas are hiring the Kshatriyas and saying that you have to do the management for us, how to earn the good money. So this is not like the society where the Krishna is talking about the 4 Vaishnavas and 4 ashramas. Here everything is capitalism, everything, because the people are talking about the profit and loss. The first word the people talks about how much I will be getting as a salary, how much I will be earning, how much it will be the profit for me. So these are the questions the people are asking. Then we are into this capitalism and hired by one very powerful Vaishya. And as per that, even though we are having the Brahminical tendencies or the Brahminical things, but we are doing a job of the Shudras. Right? The next text 46. Yatha pravritti bhutana
यथा प्रवृत्तिर्भूतानां
yena sarvam idam tatam
येन सर्वम् इदं ततम्
swakarmanatam abhyarcha
Swakarmanatam
कर्मणतम्
yatra
अभ्यर्च्य
siddhim vindati manava.
siddhim
सिद्धिं
vidati
विन्दति
manava.
मानवः.
Somebody can read the translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work. Hare Krishna.
By worshipping of the Lord, who is source of all being and who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his work. So the Lord is mentioning about that. It's like the by worshipping me, by worshipping Lord means by worshipping me, a man can attain the perfection because he is doing his occupational duties as it is expected in scriptures. So the people generally ask that apna dharma karo baba. Do your own duty nicely, you will be attending the Lord. So this is the Krishna is mentioning the same thing here by worshipping of the Lord. But it is not that only karma hi puja hai. It is not only that the activity or your dharma is a puja. Whatever you are doing, oh, I am there in a grahastha ashram, so I need to take care of my wife and kids and have them the facilities. and would like to have a very good life. So that is not only the things. By worshipping of the Lord, who is the source of all being and who is all pervading, and performing his own occupational duty. So it is the two things are required here. Do your occupational duties and worship the Lord also. And one day it will be that Nishkamata will come to us. And by that Nishkamata, we will be not having this self-centeredness, but selflessness will be there. And the selflessness is more into the Lord or the God or the Godness. And then it will be like that, okay, not for the society also, but I would like to operate the things to the Lord. I have to do the things for the Lord's pleasure. Then it is like for if we are just offering the things to the Lord, then everybody will be pleased. So that Nishkamta will be developing in a bit. The next shloka, Shreyam Swadharma Viguna
Shreyam Swadharma
Paradharma Swanushtita
Paradharma Swanushtita
Swabhavaniyatam Karma
Bhavani karma
Kurvam Napnoti Kilmisham.
napnoti kilmisham.
Translation, Mataji?
It is better to engage in one's own occupation, even though one may perform it imperfectly, than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. Duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions. Commentary. Here is what Krishna talking about. How to do work in the service of the Lord according to one's nature, and one will not attain any sinful reaction by doing this work. Again, how to become free from sinful reactions through working. Hare Krishna.
So here it is same point in third chapter we have seen that please don't try to do others' work for you. That doesn't mean that it is like whatever the office work we are doing, it is my Swadharma. Here the Swadharma, it is called as the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra. It is not your office duty. Office duty, it is like whenever generally it is 90%. Prabhupada says that it is 90% the people are doing the Shudra work because it is the people, those who are under somebody, so they are doing that. So, but here it has been mentioned that whatever you are doing a Brahmana's job, you are doing a Brahmanical qualities, whatever it has been told, and whatever it is like the occupational duties are the Brahmanical, don't try to do a Kshatriya duties. You try to understand what is your occupational duty, what is your nature, and as per the nature, you have to do your duty. Or else if you try to put your foot into other shoes, then it will be a problem. It is a problem for the person who is wearing the wrong shoes, and it is a problem for the person whose shoes it is. The shoes also will be torn off, and the person who is wearing other shoes will be also having the swelling on his foot. So it is both way. It is a problem for that person. So one has to do his own duty righteously. That is been expected by the Lord. Sahajam karma kaunteya
Sahajam karma
Karma
kaunteya
Kaunteya
sadosham api na tyajet
Dosham Api Natyajet
sarvarambha hi doshena
Sarvarambhidoshena
dhumena agnir ivavrata.
Durmenagir Ivavrita.
Translation and the commentary.
Every endeavor is covered by some fault, just as fire is covered by smoke. Therefore, one should not give up the work born of his nature, O son of Kunti, even if such work is full of fault. Commentary. Krishna here is telling Arjuna plainly that he should fight. Yes, Krishna is saying there may be some faults in what you are going to be doing. You will have to kill so many people. From one point of view, that's very faulty to kill relatives and friends. But one should not give up the birth born of his own nature. Rather, one should worship the Lord through that work. And I am telling you directly that you should fight. Even though superficially Arjuna was saying that that was better for him to live by begging, because there is no killing involved in such act. So it seems to be a better occupation. But Krishna is explaining here that that is better to do one's own work rather than to perform the duty of others. Hare Krishna.
So this also, okay, we can read this after my completion of the statements. So here it has been mentioned that Arjuna was trying to shift his duties or occupation. What he wanted to do is that he just would like to beg alms. As a begging alm is not his cup of tea. For the begging alm, it is Shama, Dhamma, Tapa, Shocham is required, which Arjuna may not be having that much what the Brahmanas are having. Sometimes for the begging alms, it is not the things is like everybody is giving the alms. Here we are raising the funds for the temple, and we are maintaining the temple by raising the funds. I am heading this department, patron care. Everybody is not giving a donation. So for that, the patience is required. For that, sometimes the people insult also. Sometimes the people says that, oh, your ISKCON is already having the money, and it is misutilizing the money. They are sending it to the US. So many people are asking. In this case, if the Arjuna is there, then the Arjuna will be whirling his sword and says that, okay, how you can say that? This is not Shoryam Tejo Dhrutirdaksha Yuddhe Chaba Palayanam. These are the qualities Arjuna is having. But here for the begging alms, it looks very good that okay, both bar this is like every time the people meet me, like my well-wishers or the donors, they say that your life is so peaceful, Prabhuji. So peaceful. No need to go out for the work, no deadlines and nothing. Can stay with us there. You have to accept 7 days our life, and then you will be saying that your life is good for you there. Because here the things are different. The ashram is different. The things are different. The challenges are different. So everybody takes the challenges as per his capacity, and the whole atmosphere or the purview is different for the challenges. For the Kshatriya, the challenge is that to fight a battle. For the Brahmana, so like the real challenge is to get humiliated, which Kshatriyas cannot do. If the Kshatriyas are being humiliated by the words, they will open up the war. The Vaishyas are being taxed. If Vaishyas are being heavily taxed, they will be opening a wide eyes. They will be saying, how can I? But their challenge is that they will be keeping, this is like their nature is that every penny, everything, they will be having the accountability. What is my FD? Where is my FD? What I am doing? How much it will be utilized that. And the Shudras, their strength is to work with the humiliation also. They will be always humiliated, but not the way the Brahmanas are humiliated. If the Brahmanas are being humiliated, that okay, just go next door. Don't ask us the money. But the Shudras will be humiliated in a different way, and the Brahmanas' humiliation is different way. And the Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, humiliation is in a different way. So these are the things where everybody has to understand what is my nature, what is my strength, and where I should fit myself. It is not that other people, those who are not the Brahmanas, they are living very cozy life. So that's why it's like the brahmachari should understand that what is the difficulties in a grahastha ashram, and respect them. And grahasthas also should have this admiration that okay, these people are also doing some very thing, and they are also living very austere life. So these are the things where the people will be having a respect, mutual respect with each other. Or else the Brahmanas will be saying, I am the best. The Kshatriyas are saying, I am the best. Vaishyas are saying, I am the best always. Shudras are struggling to say and raise their voice and says that I am the best. So this is not required. Somebody can mute, like whose noise is coming from. I that is Sunita Mataji's. Mataji's. Okay. Somebody can read this, although conditioned by the three modes.
Hare Krishna, Guruji, shall I read? Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Although conditioned by the three modes, if the four varnas perform their prescribed duties as a form of worship of the Lord, they will become steady in their knowledge and will attain liberation. This is explained in verses 41 to 48. The four divisions of society are distinguished by the qualities born of their own natures in accordance with the material modes. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness, these are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan describes the Brahmanical and Kshatriya qualities as follows. The Brahminical activities are controlling the internal sense, samaha, controlling the external senses, dhamma, accepting pains in the body which are prescribed by scripture, tapaha, cleanliness of two types, internal and external, saucham, tolerance, shanti, straightforward dealings. Vijay, I can't see the next line. Can you please scroll up the? Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you. So, being grouped, arjavam, understanding the superior and inferior categories of existence from scripture, jnana, realizing the ultimate process defined in scripture, vijnana, having full faith in the truth presented in the scripture as astikyam. The truth is this: the Supreme Lord Hari is to be understood by all the Vedas. He alone is the cause of everything. He is to be worshipped by actions prescribed by himself. He is to satisfied by devotion, and a person should offer everything, including himself, to the Lord. These are the actions of the Brahmana which arise from his impressions. Even if these type of actions appear occasionally in a kshatriya or in the other varna with an increase of sattva, these actions are mentioned in relation to the brahmana because of his predominance of sattva. A kshatriya is not afraid during battle. He cannot be surpassed by others. Even in times of great stress, his senses do not become fatigued. He is expert in accomplishing his tasks. Even if his death is certain, he does not flee, turning his back to the enemy. Without restriction, he gives up his wealth. He shows powers of domination over those who should be controlled and who transgress the law for protection of the citizens. Ishvara Bhavaha. These are the activities of the Kshatriya arising from his previous impressions. Hare Krishna.
Further, you can read.
Farming, cow protection, and business are the natural work for the Vaishyas, and for the Sudras, there is labor and service to others. Following the qualities of work, every man can become perfect. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work. Srila Prabhupada explains how one can turn his daily work into bhakti using the process of Naishkarmya. Everyone should think that he is engaged in a particular type of occupation by Hrishikesha, the master of the senses, and by the result of the work in which one is engaged, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna should be worshipped. If one thinks always in this way, in full Krishna consciousness, then by the grace of the Lord, he becomes fully aware of everything. That is the perfection of life. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 12.7, Tesha Maham Samudharta. The Supreme Lord Himself takes charge of delivering such a devotee. That is the highest perfection of life. In whatever occupation one may be engaged, if he serves the Supreme Lord, he will achieve the highest perfection. Here, according to Srila Baladeva Vidyabhushana, Arjuna raises a question. What if one possesses the nature and qualities of work of one varna, but wishes to perform the work of a different varna? Yeah, Prabhuji, can you scroll up? Hare Krishna. Thank you. The Lord answers in verse 47, duties prescribed according to one's nature are free from sin. Therefore, one should better engage in his own occupation, even imperfectly, than accepting another's and performing it perfectly. Every endeavor is covered by some fault, so one should not give up the work born of his nature, even it is faulty. Srila Prabhupada writes, although fire is pure, still there is smoke. Yet smoke does not make the fire impure. Even though there is smoke in the fire, fire is still considered to be the purest of all the elements. If one prefers to give up work of Kshatriya and take up the occupation of a Brahmana, he is not assured that in the occupation of a Brahmana there are no unpleasant duties. When in winter time one takes a stone from the fire, sometimes smoke disturbs the eyes and other parts of the body, but still one must make use of the fire despite disturbing conditions. Similarly, one should not give up his natural occupation because there are some disturbing elements. Rather, one should be determined to serve the Supreme Lord by his occupational duty in Krishna consciousness. That is perfectional point. When a particular type of occupation is performed for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, all the defects in that particular occupation are purified. When the results of work are purified, when connected with devotional service, one becomes perfect in seeing the self within, and that is self realization. Srila Baladeva Vidyabhushana further explains the activities of all the varnas, including those of Brahmana, are contaminated with some fault since they are all composed of the gunas and must be accomplished by using material ingredients. It is just like smoke covered by fire. By removing the smoke, which is a portion of the fire, the portion containing heat is used to eliminate the cold. Thus, removing the fault in one's duties by offering the actions to the Lord, one should utilize the remaining portion which generates jnana in order to realize Atma. In the next section of verses, Krishna will describe the progression of Jnana Yoga to the ultimate conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, pure bhakti. Verse 49. Verse
Yeah,
49.
please wait.
Okay, wait. Yeah.
So here, the activities of all the varnas, including those of the Brahmanas, are contaminated with some fault. What can be the fault for this, and which are the causes of the fault? Or somebody can, I'm just asking you, what exactly the faults of this ashramas or the these duties, these varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. What can be the fault in this varnas?
they are in bodily conception, so for every action, it only leads to further entanglement into the next action. And
More elaboration.
like, for instance, if it is a Brahmana or let's say Kshatriya, if they are doing it in bodily conception and not with the not as a dedication to Supreme Lord, if that thought process is not there, then every activity that they do will only lead to further entanglement into the material bondage.
Okay. Some other way of thinking, some other person would like to give a try. Panduranga Sharan Prabhu, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Prabhu, would you like to say something?
Actually, I'm. I have heard so much, but I would like to hear from you your commentary.
Huh? You can give a try, na? What is the problem?
Guruji, as you want to know that what we have understood, why Krishna is not allowing to perform duty of other varnas.
No,
One
it
is
is
from
not like it. It is not like
what
that. The
question
activities of all the varnas, including those of brahmanas, are contaminated with some fault.
Aja, what is that fault?
Which are the fault? How it is been actually contaminated in every ashram?
Modes of nature, Prabhuji, modes of nature.
Nature. Okay. I just would like to say that. Who is there?
Can I try?
Your voice is not clear, Prabhu. Who is speaking?
1 second. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Who is there?
Praveen Prabhu.
This is Praveen. Praveen Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Please.
Prabhuji, so in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna clearly says, Chaturvarnyam Maya Shashtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. That means he divided these by guna, by quality. But the fault I think people really get into is by birth. They think, I'm by birth I'm a Brahmana, by birth I'm a Kshatriya, and they might get into this false ego of a higher.
That is also
elevation.
there. That is also there. But there is one thing where the Acharya says that the varnas, these particular varnas, they get puffed up by their own uniqueness. The Brahmanas get pride by their jnana. So it's a jnana, by that they are actually getting the jnana mother. Then the Kshatriyas, they get the pride of their management. This is the mother of that. Okay, I can do this, nobody else can do this. We are doing this. The Vaishyas, they are mother, they are get pride by their wealth or their proficiency, efficiency of that. And the Shudras, they are get mother with their abilities to do the work. So these are the pride is the main cause of this. Like they are being contaminated. They can get contaminated if it is like that. And even if it is been contaminated, and then that person realizes that I am just thinking about myself only, the jnani is, and then by that he spits on his own nature. He says that I'm so proud. Even if you are proud, you have to do that duty only. The Krishna says that. Even if you are proud, you have to work on that pride and do your duty only. No, don't take the others' job. Krishna says that you have to do your part only, even if you are proud. Sometimes the devotee says that, Prabhuji, if I do this management seva, I will be becoming a proud. The Krishna is answering here, even if you are becoming a proud, don't change that seva. Try to work on that. Try to work on that pride. If you try to do some other duty, you will say, Prabhuji, I will be washing the pots. But that will make you more miserable. And that varna is lost then you will be more confused. Who am I? And make you udhar aaya. Why should I serve them at all? Better if your nature and your duty is matching, and by that, then certainly the pride will come because of that nature, because of that we are thinking ourselves as a body. So that's why the pride will be coming. But we have to work on that pride. We don't have to give up that. मुझे नहीं चाहिए, ये नहीं चाहिए. Okay, I'm just by that. Better to do and work on your pride. The Krishna is saying that in that field of your activity, you are getting a pride. So you have to work on that only. It is not that you have to give up that. I will not be doing a management. I will not be earning a money for the Krishna. I am getting a pride because so many people are giving a donation and the people are recognizing me as a Patuan care head. No. If it is coming, work it on. So that is the problem. That is the contamination the Krishna is. Verses 49 to 55. Please go on reading.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. From Jnana Yoga to Jnana Yoga to Brahma Bhuta, Brahman realization. After describing in the previous section how one through performance of his prescribed duty and worshipping of the Lord, in other words, Nishkama Karma, one gets free from reactions, then this section is how to become elevated further from freedom of reactions to the highest stage of freedom. Kindly scroll up.
Text 49. Asakta buddhi sarvatra.
Asakta buddhi sarvatra.
Jitatma vikata spruha.
Jitatma vikata spruha.
Naishkarmya siddhim paramam.
Naishkarmya siddhim paramam.
Sanyasena dhigachati. Translation, somebody can please translate in purport. Some other Mataji or some
Yes,
other.
you want me to continue? Okay, sure. Yeah. One who is self-controlled and unattached and who disregards all material enjoyments can obtain, by practice of renunciation, the highest perfect stage of freedom from reaction. So,
Yes.
Self-controlled and unattached, disregarding all material enjoyments, one who practices renunciation obtains the highest stage of freedom from reaction. This verse refers to a yogi who has purified his consciousness through work and has thus progressed from the stage of karma to the stage of jnana. This purifying work was described in verses 41 to 48 as worshipping the Lord through performance of one's occupational duties. Srila Baladeva Vidyabhushana explains, having worshipped Hari by one's prescribed actions and consequently having attained renunciation of all actions, one attains the level of meditation on Atma through the mercy of the Lord.
So this is the transmigration from the karma to the jnana. So that's why in a yoga ladder, the jnana is a more elevated stage than the karma. But more into this, like that, the karma is required. It is not only the jnana, but the karma is required. And if the karma and the jnana is a mishra, then it is a neshkarmya. And then that neshkarmya is very close to the pure devotion service. So as we were seeing in chapter 7 to 12, it was a neshkarmya is what you wanted to do it and give the results to the Lord. And the pure devotion service is that what Lord wants to do it yourself and give the results to the Lord. So it is, if I want to eat a pizza, I will be making the pizza and I will be offering to the Lord. and then afterwards I will be taking the remnants. But what exactly the Lord wants it, that is been mentioned in the scriptures, that has to be done. Let die has to be done, not mine. So it is this, the other way is there. The pure devotional service, the Krishna's devotee always thinks about a Krishna first, not me first. Whenever we are thinking of ourselves as the first, and then offering it to the Lord, it is called as the Naishkarmi. It is like always a battle. It is like, that's why the devotional service is not external, it is internalized. We have to check ourselves first, what I want. That we are always checking nowadays. Now I have to chant the holy name after taking some rest. And it is like the Krishna conscious nap only I am going to take it. What exactly is required in the morning time, morning prayer? It is expected that one need to chant. The Krishna says that you have to just do your tapasya and chant. And there we are thinking, my body is somewhat, I feel I should take 1 hour rest. Nobody is watching. I should go to my room and take rest. So there we are thinking about the Naishkarmya. We are just thinking, okay, Krishna, we are putting everything in the picture of the or in a purview of Krishna consciousness only. But we are thinking ourselves first, our mind and intelligence first, and then afterwards executing and giving the results to Krishna. So it is very subtle thing, what exactly the Krishna wants and what exactly I want. If I'm thinking more about what I want and just labeling it on the Krishna conscious name, okay, this is also a Krishna consciousness, Prabhuji. So then it is like the Krishna knows within the heart that what exactly your feelings are. It is not to please the Krishna more, it is to please our senses more. And it is in an outline of the Krishna consciousness only, then it is called as a Naishkarmi, Nishkama Karma. It is good, but it is not the best. So here it is in 49, it is the Naishkarmi has been spoken. Text 50. Siddhim praptu yatha brahma.
सिद्धिं प्राप्तो यथा ब्रह्म
तथाप्नोति निबोध मे.
तथाप्नोति निबोध मे
Samasyeneva kaunteya.
समसेनैव कौन्तेय
Jnanasya yapara.
निष्ठज्ञानस्य यत्परः
Translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
O son of Kunti, learn from me how one who has achieved this perfection can attain to the supreme perfectional stage, Brahman, the stage of highest knowledge, by acting in the way I shall now summarize.
Yeah, just
Yeah. When one is purified, detached, and yet acting, one can come to the next stage of Brahman realization by acting or working in the way that Krishna is going now to summarize. There are different stages here. Practically speaking, it describes the yoga ladder, how one rises from just working through following the Vedic formulas to detached work by offering one's fruits to the Lord. Then this detached work puts one naturally in the mode of goodness. And then by working further in a detached way, one comes to the platform of full knowledge, knowing that he is not his body. And when he understands the super soul, then he can actually attain liberation. Here is a process to bring one from the platform of detached work through actually Jnana Yoga to the platform of Brahman.
Yeah.
Like continue. Yeah. On attaining this perfection, one should adopt
Hare Krishna.
One should adopt the following process given by Krishna for attaining the stage of highest knowledge and supreme perfection, Brahman. One must be purified by one's intelligence, control the mind with determination, give up objects of sense gratification, be free from attachment and hatred, live in secluded place, eat little, control the body, mind, and power of speech, always be in trance, be detached, be free from false ego, be free from false proprietorship, and peaceful for elevation to the position of self-control, self-realization. Srila Prabhupada describes the result of yogis' adherence to these practices in his purport. Thus, when he is completely free from false ego, he becomes non-attached to all material things. And that's the stage of self-realization of Brahman. That stage is called Brahma Bhuta stage. Hare Krishna.
The Brahma Bhuta stage is when somebody, it is a stage of the liberation. Wherever somebody is there in this world, but he is not of this world. He is enlightened. He is delightedly, his senses are enlivened. Even though the senses are there, hands, legs, and eyes, and all these things, but they are not affected. They don't get affected by such things, which are the temptations. So that how it happens, the karma he is doing it, but the jnana part is also there with him now. He's realized now, I am not this body, I am the soul. The realization part comes, then it affects the person into that, and that is a final stage. It happens in the jnana yoga, is the self-realization of oneself. That's why Prabhupada used to say that, have you realized that you are not this body, you are the soul? Have you realized it? You are not this body or the soul. For the name's sake, for the saying's sake, we are speaking that I am not this body, I am the soul. But we are acting on that as if we are this body, we are not the soul. So that's why Prabhupada used to say that if one realizes that, then he will conquer. He will conquer whole world within 18 days. That is the self-realization stage, what is called as the Brahmabhuta. Brahmabhuta is the stage where somebody can achieve that. It is like it is not been affected grossly and subtly also. I would like to take 10 to 15 minutes more, if you permit me, or else the next time we can have 2 hours. Next time also we need some time, or else it was like if now it is 51 to 53, the shlokas are appearing, and I joined late also. It is my mistake. 15 to 20 minutes I joined late. So
next time
there is a Wednesday. Sorry.
I will take
We
another
can continue.
10 minutes and continue.
Yeah, we can continue.
Yeah, so one part we can finish it, and
Yeah.
the next time we may require 2 hours if we would like to end up in one class only.
Okay, Prabhu. So let's finish.
That may also like Wednesday it may be at 2 hours, and it is not finished. It's like I'm going to finish it. It is till 54. I may finish here it right now. Another 4 shlokas, and then afterwards 24 shlokas are remaining. Then afterwards.
Right, Prabhu.
So,
Let's continue for another 10-15 minutes.
Okay. So here we will not be singing the shlokas. Here we will not be singing the shlokas. The translation only we will be.
Giras, Prabhu, you want to do that?
Yeah, Prabhu, is it audible, no?
Yes, Prabhu. Now we are audible. Go.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Let me do it. So translation only, no, Prabhu?
Yes.
Yeah. Being purified by his intelligence and controlling the mind with determination, giving up the objects of sense gratification, being freed from attachment and hatred, one who lives in a secluded place, who eats little, who controls his body, mind, and power of speech, who is always in trance and who is detached, free from false ego, false strength, false pride, lust, anger, and acceptance of material things, free from false proprietorship, and peaceful. Such a person is certainly elevated to the position of self-realization. Comment. In his purport, Srila Prabhupada says, when one is purified by intelligence, he keeps himself in the mode of goodness. Thus, one becomes.
Again, his voice is not coming. Somebody else can read it.
Shall I read?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thus one becomes the controller of the mind and is always in trance. He is not attached to the objects of sense gratification, and he is free from attachment and hatred in his activities. Such a detached person naturally prefers to live in a secluded place. He does not eat more than what he requires, and he controls the activities of his body and mind. He has no false ego because he does not accept the body as himself, nor has he desired to make the body fat and strong by accepting so many material things. Because he has no bodily concept of life, he is not falsely proud. He is satisfied with everything that is offered to him by the grace of the Lord, and he is never angry in the absence of sense gratification, nor does he endeavor to acquire sense objects. Thus, when he is completely free false ego, he becomes non-attached to all material things, and that is the stage of self-realization of Brahman. That stage is called the Brahma Bhuta stage. When one is free from the material conception of life, he becomes peaceful and cannot be agitated. This is described in the Bhagavad Gita 2.70.
Apuryamanam Achala Pratishtam Hamudra Mahapam Pravishanti Yadvat Tadvat Kamaya Pravishanti Sarve Sashanti Mapnoti Na Kama Kami. So this is the shloka where in 2.70 only the Krishna has mentioned about the Brahma Bhuta. The first where Apuryamanam, even if the flow of the rivers are coming into the ocean remains undisturbed. The same way, the Brahma Bhuta person, the person who is not getting disturbed by, even though the senses are sending so many agitations, he will not be disturbed. So this is the first shloka where the Krishna is giving a glimpse in a second chapter only how the Brahma Bhutas are there. Yeah, please go on reading.
A person who is not disturbed by the incensed flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who tries to satisfy such desires.
Text 54. This
Translation.
we have to this we will be deciding is very famous shloka. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma
Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma
Na Shochati Na Kamshati
Nasocani Nakamshati
Samas Sarveshu Bhuteshu
Masarveshu
Madbhaktir Labhate Param.
Madbhakti Labhate Param.
Translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
One who is thus transcendentally situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards every living being. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. Hare Krishna. By coming to the detached platform, one can then come to the Brahman platform, and then on the Brahman platform, free from the three modes of material nature, free from even goodness, then and only then one can actually pure devotional service unto the Lord. Madbhaktim labhate param. The Lord describes the Brahmabhuta stage as follows. One who is situated in transcendental transcendence realizes Krishna, the Supreme Brahman, and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards everyone. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto Krishna. Srila Prabhupada writes in his purport, to the impersonalist, achieving the Brahmabhuta stage, becoming one with the Absolute, is the last word. But for the personalist or a pure devotee, one has to still go still further to become engaged in pure devotional service. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes.
So here it is like the Brahmabhuta stage is the last stage for the jnanis. But for the devotees, it is not the last stage, it is the byproduct. It is the thing where the people are, the devotees are, that's why it is called the devotees. For the devotees, the liberation is a byproduct. Because the devotees understands I am not this body, I am the soul, and they try to work it on. And moreover, into their goal is to achieve Krishna Prem. It is not to have the Brahmabhuta stage. Brahmabhuta stage comes automatically like that. Whenever the goal is to please the Krishna and achieve the Krishna Prem, in that there is one of the state, it is like the Brahmabhuta, where the devotees are not also getting affected by the senses and sense objects. But it is not for, that is the ultimate goal of the, that is not the ultimate goal of the devotees. It is the byproduct. It is like to please the Krishna. So for the pleasing the Krishna, to not to gratify the senses or not to get agitated by the sense objects. That is the stage where the devotees achieve that easily. So this we will not be taking Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentary, and then we will be going to this 55 and 56 also we will be, no. So till 55 we will be ending today. Here also some part we will not be taking. The translation, somebody can read. Yeah, please go on reading.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me, by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Commentary. By devotion and devotional only, when one is pure, one can actually enter into the kingdom of God. That is called pure devotional service. Here we have heard how to go from the platform to Niskam Karma through complete detachment to knowledge to Brahman, and then on the Brahman platform render devotional service. What will make one stop at Brahman or go up to devotional service? The answer is one's desire. If one is acting and performing Jnana Yoga to simply achieve the Brahman platform, Sahajya Mukti, to merge into the effulgence of the Lord, one will not come to the platform of devotional service. But if one is acting in such a way, performing Krishna consciousness activities, attempting to achieve the lotus feet of the Lord, one will come to the Brahman platform and will understand that Krishna is the source of that Brahman. And his devotional service will begin on that platform. All depends on one's desire. If one desires Krishna, Krishna will not force that devotee to merge into Brahman. And on the other hand, if one is desiring to merge into Brahman, Krishna will not force that Brahm Jyoti Wala to render service unto him. In this purport, Srila Prabhupada explains, after attainment of the Brahm Bhuta stage of freedom from material conception, devotional service begins by one's hearing about the Lord. When one hears about the Supreme Lord, automatically the Brahma Bhuta stage develops and material contaminations, greediness and lust for sense gratification, for sense enjoyment disappears. As lust and desire disappears from the heart of a devotee, he becomes more attached to the service of the Lord, and by such attachment he becomes free from material contaminations. In that state of life, he can understand the Supreme Lord. This is the statement of Srimad Bhagavatam also. After liberation, the process of bhakti or transcendental service continues. The Vedanta Sutra 4.112 confirms this. A e prayanat tarapihi drishtam. This means that after liberation, the process of devotional service continues. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, real devotional liberation is defined as the reinstatement of the living entity in his own identity, his own constitutional position. The constitutional position is already explained. Every living entity is part and parcel, fragmental portion of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, his constitutional position is to serve. After liberation, this service is never stopped. Actually, liberation is getting free from misconceptions of life. Now, after describing this yoga ladder, Krishna is going to describe in the next section working in devotional service on the level, and then he gives Arjuna a choice.
Yeah. We are going to end up here only. There is a further discussion and description about this shloka, but it is the yoga ladder is explained here like this. So from those who have not given the examination, there is Sheelam, Raju, and Shirisha Mataji, as well as Subbarao Prabhu and Panduranga Sharan Prabhu. These four people have not given, these four devotees have not given the examination. So it is there on the Wednesday, 5:30 if you can just log in. So there are 4 devotees are remaining. So 4 devotees examination will start at 5:30. So 6:30 to 8:30 it will be the our class. And if this class still having some shlokas in a pending, then we can go on Thursday 7:30 to 8:30 if you allow us. Will that be fine?
We'll try to finish it off on Wednesday, Prabhu, even if it gets little delay.
But it will be like tiring for you all. Isn't that?
Thursday there are other
It's
classes.
okay, Prabhuji.
Or else this may actually go on the next Monday then. It's like that. Friday I am busy, but I will also try my best to have. I will be taking 5 minutes break and will come back again 9:30. I will go. So
something like that.
I don't have an issue. But if still it is like that, the discussion is required, then it may be like half an hour, 1 hour. I may take on Monday.
Okay, Prabhu.
All right.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
So 5:30. You please tell. Are they there with us? Sheelam, Raju, and
Raju Prabhu is
Mataji?
there.
Oh. So
I'll coordinate, Prabhu.
yes. And Panduranga Sharan Prabhu, you also
Yes,
can join on Wednesday 5:30. 5:30.
I'll be there. Yes.
Yes. So within
Thank
an
you.
hour, we can just finish this examinations part, and then we can go for our class. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna.